Don't ever go with the flow, be the flow. And I don't need no middleman to talk to my nigga. I understand if you don't understand. That's where we differ.
Yeah. Welcome to the We Differ podcast. I'm your host, Shells456, alongside my beautiful, lovely, amazing co-host E, who is taking selfies right now. in the camera.
My fault.
It's all gravy. How you feeling today?
I'm great. I feel real good. How are you?
I'm good. Did I mention this episode 1? God damn, my mind slipped me. I'm getting old. Anyways, episode number 1 of the We Differ podcast. We are here. Today's episode is sponsored by We Differ Shop. Shameless plug. You can get these cool ass hoodies. There's a lot of shit on the online on the website. We'll plug that too. But this one say 90s baby. Even though I'm not a 90s baby, I was born in the 80s, but I was raised through the 90s, so I feel like I'm allowed to wear this hoodie. He was getting on me earlier about having this hoodie on because
I'll let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock.
I appreciate it, love. Thank you. All right, this episode is going to be about something that plagues our community. It's a pretty serious topic, so we won't be all playful and all. You know, we want to try to make it lighthearted as possible. But the topic is abuse in urban communities. All different types of abuse: physical abuse, mental abuse. You know, whether it be domestic or child abuse, or even peer pressure and shit like that. I believe that's a form of abuse. You know what I'm saying? Where do you believe abuse, the abuser, where do you think that stemmed from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that it's hurt from a certain standpoint. Like, maybe they was abused. You get abused long enough, you start abusing shit. You know what I'm saying? Where do you think? Shout out to my nigga Nip though. One time for my nigga Hustle.
What he say?
But he said you get abused long enough, you start abusing shit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like bullying. Like, I feel like bullying come from like your mom and dad might be fucking you up in the crib, or just treat you a certain type of way. You go to school and you emulate that behavior.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes, not all cases. I don't want to speak for all cases.
Yes, because okay, so I believe that you hit it on the nose. So a lot of it has to deal with one emulating another, and how they were raised. But oftentimes these people were brought up in like homes, loving homes, and never even experienced these acts.
Yeah, and that be the brain fuck, because when it's like that, like, that's why it's so difficult to pinpoint it a lot of times, because it's like you can have a perfect life but still want to fuck somebody else's up. Not perfect, but like you can be in a great position,
better position than like another person.
Yeah. Sometimes people just have hate in their heart. So I think it's pretty much impossible to pinpoint it, but I do think in urban communities, a lot of time it do come from being hurt.
In their childhood. Yeah, absolutely. The urban community, a lot of times you guys deal with, I mean, I'm not going to include myself in this.
You're 100% urban community.
Let me tell you why. Hold up though, brother.
Okay.
I feel
like this is about to be some bullshit, but go ahead.
I was going to say a lot of times you guys deal with that hurt of one, like a childhood friend or like just people around you dying. So how the fuck I relate to that? I mean, okay.
No, but I'm talking about, that.
Because that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but I think sometimes by the time you get to that point where you're 15, 16, 17, you're already who you are. You know what I'm saying? So if I feel like you're already built to be who you are at that point.
And also like someone being hurt by someone like their father, like a girl being hurt by their father, and not even realizing it or acknowledging it, and then entering a relationship with a man who like has like father tendencies, and you're right back at it again.
Yeah. And that stems into like the daddy mommy issues, you know what I'm saying? Vice versa, same thing for guys who have issues with their mom a lot of times. When their mom is like the big bad wolf, and then you get into a relationship with a woman and you kind of like abuse that woman and come down on her because you feel like you got power over her, like maybe your mom had over you. And you know, you could do things mentally or physically, and you know, this is this bad. I think that, like I said, to pinpoint where it come from is nearly impossible. How do you go about getting out of those type of situations? Because a lot of times you be beat down so bad, it's like it's almost impossible to get away from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I will share this because I had my own situation, and I was down here. I was in Philly. I'm not from here. And like it was like I'm on my own. And me being extremely prideful and extremely private, like I didn't want anyone in my business. And I just couldn't return home. Like I felt like I was going to be a failure. And I felt like it was a reflection of someone else doing something to me. I felt like that was a reflection of me. And I used to always ask my sister, ask my friends, like, how do you know you've had enough? And they used to say, you'll know, because I have older friends. And my sister is older than me. And say, you'll know. And I'll be like, okay. And then that day, it was like, oh, that's what the fuck they talking about. And I think...
up to that point, was it any type of like, do you think you've ever felt like any type of denial, or like did anybody try to like jump in and like help you or save you from it?
And that right there, I wanted to mention that too. I feel like it's abuse is so widely accepted sometimes in certain families, because I've had certain family members make comments like, oh, Erin talk too much, she need her ass slapped up and shit like that.
Yeah, facts. I've seen that situation with like men with money, like, yo, he got money, it's chill, you gotta relax.
Yeah,
you know
stupid
what I'm saying?
shit
Like,
or whatever.
Like, what you mean you gotta relax? That nigga might kill you one day. Yeah.
So I've had situations like that, but me being so private, I never let anyone in, because my family, if anything were to get out, they coming. They coming. And I knew that. And I'm never gonna me being so family oriented, I don't ever want to come around with this person and something popped off and now you're looking at them crazy, you're looking at me crazy. So it was like showing face or whatever. And I just, up until the end, I just was like, I'm not faking no more. Fuck you. And like I had to get over me looking at it like it was me doing wrong. Like if I get cheated on, like, oh, I got cheated. No, he did nothing wrong. And my sister, she 14 years older than me, but she told me like, nah, I don't know why you act like that. Like that nigga did something, not you. You're a loyal person. Why are you even looking at it like, you know?
Do you think that's them from like, I think sometimes, a lot of times, people can get in people's head mentally and kind of make them feel like
the abuser. You mean?
The abuser can say, "Oh, you know, you're this or you're not this." And I'm not saying that this is your case at all, but I'm just saying, like, from experience, I've been in situations, more so like, and this is a stigma too, because I've been in abusive relationships where I'm not necessarily the abuser, is a female, you know, that put their hands on niggas. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like, it wasn't an issue for me, because it's like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hit me and I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm like egging her on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're mad for nothing. I'm gonna give you a reason to be mad. Ha ha, boom, boom. And that's abuse too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was this really, really a toxic situation where it's like, I got this woman that's steaming mad trying to hit me, And instead of me like sitting down and trying to talk to her, I'm egging her on, like, because I'm in my mind, like, you don't even have a reason to be mad, so I'm gonna give you a reason to be mad.
A lot of times a woman probably does have a reason to be mad, and you just...
Yeah, but even if you do have a reason to be mad, you don't have a reason to hit anybody. You shouldn't never put your hands on anybody, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm a big, strong man, and I would never hit a woman, but it's people built just like me, and it's women built just like the woman that was hitting me, and that nigga would knock her head off. You know what I'm saying? That nigga would do things to, and those situations is just like, okay, how do you feel about that? Like a woman like hitting a man.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely been one to put my hands on somebody or whatever. In cases where like I found that I was being cheated on, and like that my first instinct is just like, you gotta get your shit off or whatever. Like I can't get my shit off any type of other way. Like I'm not gonna cheat on you. Like I'm bound to this relationship, so I'm not leaving. And like at the end of the day, I know I'm not gonna fuck you up, but I'm at least get that hit off. Like I'm gonna punch you in your face or something.
But
when you sleep.
Do you think like that's
now?
I feel like that's anger based,
but that's not now though.
I don't think it's gonna fix anything. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that I don't think like that will fix anything.
All right, but when you're so obviously that was years ago. Me being me now. Do I hit? Like, no, I'm not going to put my hands. Like, I'll be tested though. But you're not looking to fix anything. You're looking to get your shit off. Like, you're hurt. You want that person to hurt, and you can't hurt them how they've hurt you. And like, you want to at least like, it's to blow steam off. That's it. It's not to fix anything, obviously.
Yeah, that shit's dangerous. Yeah, that shit is dangerous. Because
we talk about kids and stuff. Like, if you have a son and a little girl's like fucking him up, what you tell your son? Obviously, you as a man, I know what you're gonna say. But like me, when I have a kid, if I have a son, don't let that girl just be hitting on you.
Yeah. That's tough.
That shit
that's
at
tough.
all.
I don't think I could tell that to my son.
Don't let her. I'm not talking about but you need to
like
sit her down, take her, set her on the floor.
Don't let nobody tee off on you. Don't let nobody go in on you. But I believe it's other ways to handle it. Because when I have been in serious situations, it's always like, I'm gonna grab you, I'm gonna put you somewhere, and I'm gonna try to talk to you, like talk you out of it, like, yo, you gotta relax, you gotta chill, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because the other option is running, right?
The other option is if you can't,
you live with this person, you wanna, all right, so now we're not talking about kids no more, obviously, but you live with this person and you leave, let them blow steam off or whatever, and you come back and they still try and hit you. What the fuck you supposed to do?
That's the better option though. I feel like that's the better option. Right, I feel like you should leave.
But when you come back.
But while you're gone, you should have the conversation. All
right, and you come back and they still want your head.
Then she fucking psycho.
And that's the case with a lot of people. And you know niggas like that shit. Oh, she crazy.
Yeah, niggas love that shit. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I believe like the shit is normalized. Because at the end of the day, I like this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like back in my 20s.
I thought you said you like it.
No, I liked it. Like I used to like that shit. Like I had a lot of girls treat me good, and I didn't like that shit. It was stupid. It was stupid, but like at the end of the day, it was like, like
men are so.
It's like if you treated me bad, I wanted you more because it's like the thrill of I don't know. I guess it's like the thrill of the hunt. Like you treat me bad, I'm gonna go at you harder. You know what I'm saying? But if you treat me nice, it's like want me is no. You already want me is no reason for me to. You know what I'm saying? But I know now that that's dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess
women are the same way because if we have like a nice guy, it's like,
yeah, and that's crazy. Like, same thing with women. But I think it's crazy with women because a lot of times men, not all men, I can't speak for all men, but men don't necessarily look, a lot of men don't necessarily look for like a partner in the future. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think women a lot of times, they kind of like, they're looking for somebody to spend the rest of their life with. So for you to want that for the rest of your life is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I do know like myself, a lot of people do grow out of that shit and they realize that's not the right way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like girls like jail niggas in their 20s a lot of time. But by the time they 30, like, yeah, them niggas burnt out. A lot of them niggas is burnt out. It's no future in that shit. So, you know, you end up getting with a corny nigga. All right. Yeah, so back on the topic of abuse. Yeah, mental abuse. Okay, I think mental abuse is the most widespread form of abuse.
You think it's the most dangerous?
I think it's extremely dangerous. I'm not going to say it's the most dangerous because physical abuse could, you know, you could die. But mental is like, God damn, you taking somebody's soul. Like you taking everything that you basically tearing a person down. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times I feel like before you get into a relationship, you need to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Know who you are, know your strengths, know your triggers, and build yourself up. Anybody that's in their late teens to 20s 50, 60. If you haven't taken the time to build yourself up, take the time to build yourself up. Read books and study and learn your mind and learn your strengths, learn your weaknesses. So nobody can come in and tell you what you are, what you aren't. You're already built. I think
though a lot of times people think that there's something though. So like you saying know who you are, you may think like didn't you think you knew who you were when you were 18?
Yeah, I did. Well, no, I didn't.
Okay, well, I did.
I didn't, yeah.
I was 18 on my own, doing everything for myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm independent. I know what the fuck I want, what I stand for and all those things. Yeah. And sure enough, somebody came and broke all that shit down. You know what I mean? But and that's how it's so crazy because you're so vulnerable and you don't even know. Like me, when I got into my last relationship, my brother died a couple weeks before. That's crazy. And like a few things were happening with my family. So I was super vulnerable, and you have to understand that. While looking back, I can now. Like my brother asked me, he said, "Yo, how did you get here?" Yeah, like he wanted to know. Like 5 years later, my older brother, he was like, "Yo, what happened?" Because he was away or whatever. He was like, "What happened?" And I had to, in that moment when he asked me, I was finally able to like look back, like that's what happened. I didn't know. Yeah. I thought I like was standing for some shit. I thought I was standing for something, and like me looking back, I'm like, yo, I did a whole 360. You don't really know. Yeah, you don't really know.
And to dive deeper even into that, it's like that's why I think a lot of things in schools. When I'm not even going to blame schools because it starts at home. You know what I'm saying? We're not taught fully our worth at home early. A lot of times.
We enter school at the age of, a lot of us 3. And
you kind of program.
We spend 8 hours in school. Sometimes the younger kids longer, right? They sleep, the younger ones, like 9 hours, right? So your time with your parents are very short. So you can include the school. 100%.
Yeah, you can, but it's not the school.
It's not their responsibility.
It's not the school responsibility. It's fully your parents' responsibility to like instill in you and show you who you are. And on the flip side of that, we got so many bad fucking parents. So it's like your parent could be the cause. You know what I'm saying? So it's no answer to it. It's no you gotta seek and find. Honestly, like that's the case. Seek and find. You know, if you stumble across stuff like this, like you hear people telling you, look, you need to find who you are and all that stuff, it would really put you ahead of the curve, for real, for real. This taking time to yourself, I think a lot of times, another thing with us, and not us humans, we want to be with somebody and we want to, that companionship, and sometimes we need to just be alone. Because when you be alone and you're quiet, you get to know yourself. You get to walk around and do for yourself. And when you do for yourself, you start to love yourself more. You start to know what you want and you start to know the things that you need to be happy. You know what I'm saying? So when you do get with somebody, you already know, like, oh no, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm good on that. I'm not fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, alone time. Alone time is good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yes. Okay. Easiest way to get out of a abusive relationship. Because a lot of times, but let me speak on this too. Okay. I had this one situation, right? And I looked at it as abuse, but it froze me. I didn't know what to do. Like, fuck. It was like, I was done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, over the situation. I'm cool. Like, we get, it wasn't even a long situation. It was like, probably like a 6-month situation. But at the end, it was like, I'm going to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? If you leave, I'm going to kill myself. And I'm stuck there like, oh, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard people say that, but I've never been in a situation. This is the first time I've ever been in a situation. And I looked at it like, damn, this is abusive as fuck.
How long
But
was
how do
this?
you respond? Shit. This was like, I had to be 32 maybe? 33? I'm 37 now. Yeah, I had to be like 33 maybe. 33. And the shit caught me off guard because it was like.
How old was the girl? Or the woman?
Ooh, she was like 26 maybe? Yeah, like 26. And yeah, it just threw me off because it's like, damn, that's some abusive ass shit like towards me. But then I'm like, god damn, like if I don't respond to this right, what the fuck could happen? Is she bluffing? Is she really gonna kill herself? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a tactic that a lot of people use.
That shit is crazy. That shit is, look. Full disclosure. I'm not, and my dog, I know. And this is a joke between a lot of people from the block. But my man was in a situation, right? And he he was dating this girl. This is some wild shit. He was dating this girl, right? And they was on the phone, they arguing, boom, 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 boom. He said, I'm gonna kill myself, boom. This nigga lets the gun off in the air, boom. Hangs the phone up. The girl start calling around like, hey, you say you gonna kill himself? They knew, I wasn't there for the situation, but they knew that he didn't kill himself. Like he shot the gun, then hung the phone up. Like it's obvious he didn't kill himself, but she's in her head like she heard the gunshot. It's like boom, like. But that's traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some traumatic ass shit. And it's like, there's a lot of people out here that play that shit, that play that I'm going to kill myself game, and it's dangerous.
I mean, one thing about that though, like
you ever did that? You ever told a nigga you gonna kill yourself?
No.
Would you fall for it? If a nigga said,
I fell for it before.
A nigga say you gonna kill yourself and you like,
yeah, I sent the cops and everything.
oh my god. Yo, that's fucking hilarious. All right, yeah, that's
Open the door. What you doing in there?
Send the cops right to my man Spizzot.
Nah, but I think
But honestly, I do think that's the right thing to do because you don't never know. You don't know.
Yeah, but on top of that, like me knowing people who are dramatic and extra, and knowing the signs of someone who is suicidal, they typically don't tell you that. Yeah,
100%.
So
100%,
like when I was told that, I was like, at the same time, like I cared for it and I loved this person. So it was like, I'm going to send the cops just in case. But honestly, I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. No, you're not. Like, you're not. But I still had to take precautionary measures or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, like, I don't believe that shit. I'm like, even like, I know people who like cut themselves or whatever, but like if you know when somebody's trying to do something to themselves, like just like these little marks or whatever, like that people have, like you literally was doing that for attention. So you have to recognize that as well. So you don't want to give someone that wrong attention or whatever. Like, exactly, all right, you want this attention? Do you want to go to the fucking hospital? Yeah. Do you need to be in a mental hospital?
Because cutters, I'm not fully aware of cutters, but I've known cutters, and I think more so with cutters, they want to feel pain. Yeah. So like, and that's what I mean. Like people who say like they want to die, like they don't even do some research before you come and bring somebody else in and like on your live. You know what I mean? The telltale signs. I've had people that I've known commit suicide. Like when people start like maybe giving away items or you can really, there's a lot of different cues that you could tell when somebody's going through something for real. And I'm not going to say it's always the case, because sometimes motherfuckers is bucking like, I'm going to kill myself and do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
So it's not always 100% thing, but you can kind of tell sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about that real quick? I know we need to hop back on abuse.
Anything you want to talk about. This is abuse.
I mean, but I'm talking about like suicide, because you mentioned like you do know people who have done it. Yes. But like, and I do as well. But in my case, well, I have a few people in my family who have committed suicide. A lot of my family, whatever. But in one case, I believe they mentioned dying a lot. They made up having cancer. They said they mentioned dates, like after this date you don't have to worry about this anymore, and or whatever. And burned a lot of bridges with people who loved them. There was no other, like, so you burn these bridges with these people, you gotta know, like, you know what I mean? So and I honestly, in that case, I probably wouldn't have believed him. He called me the day before, and he was just so extra. He was so extra, and he lied a lot. So of course, like, I probably wouldn't have believed him. But with those signs that he exhibited, I probably, me being a psych major, I probably would. But there are definitely tell signs.
Those signs right there just seem like, it seemed like just when you start to burn bridges, when you just
don't give a fuck.
Just telling people after this date, like, it's not a direct like threat. It's almost like they prepping themselves.
And that's exactly what it was. So like, even like online, like he would go on there and tell these lies and like tell his family things. Like, he really was prepping. It was really, really crazy. It really was.
That's sad, man. That's a crazy situation. Back, not to jump right off of that, make a quick left turn, but back to abuse. Let's talk about like shaming and playing small.
What do you mean by playing small?
I think sometimes in relationships, like say it's a doctor, you know what I'm saying? And no, let me make a better example. Okay, let's say you're a doctor, right? And your wife is work at Rite Aid, McDonald's. I don't know if Rite Aid's anywhere. We probably got a lot of viewers from different places. So you're a doctor, your wife working at McDonald's. You might come home every day and talk about
the lives you saved.
No. You playing small. So you might talk about what you ate at McDonald's every day. This for the sake of your wife. Like, you might have did some amazing shit all day, but just because you got a jealous wife, you don't want to talk about it. So you could say, oh, a million things you could have did brain surgery. You could have did this, but you come on when you said, you know what, for lunch I went to McDonald's and I had such and such and such and such, just so you can relate. So that person can relate to that. I think there's a lot of relationships like that where people try to fall in line with their partner and know that their partner is not necessarily fond of them, their situation and where they at in life, or might feel like they're bigger, so that person come down and play small. I look at that as a form of abuse, because those are the type of situations where like he might come home and say, yeah, I did a surgery today. You're like, yo, so what? Nobody cares. You think you better than people? You know what I mean? And to stop her from going to taking it to that extreme, he's talking about McDonald's all day. No, I mean, it might not be the craziest example, but that shit is a lot of people out here like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think playing small and shaming is a big part of abuse. You know what I'm saying? And I think, okay, do you think people should date people on a level or date down, or to avoid those type of situations? Because it's like,
okay, so
and I don't want to turn this into a dating thing at all.
Yeah, but you asking that question, and it's not like you at all, because that's a very worldly view, right?
100%.
Yes.
But people are worldly. Okay.
But I'm speaking of you. But for me, like, I believe in twin flames. I believe in I believe in that type of thing. So no, I don't think that you should date on your level, because like I could be on the same level mentally. All
right, you taking it there. All right, okay. All right, I see where you're going. But I 100% agree with what you're saying.
And maybe not have been afforded the same opportunities as someone. So yeah, and then they say all the time like people are wealthy. We're not even talking about money. We're talking about your mind. Like what your mind do?
You could be dating a doctor, and a doctor be a complete
fucking moron, like
asshole, or just consume so much with being a doctor.
Yeah, and oh my god, remember we were at the mattress store?
Yeah. All right, so we was at this mattress store, right? And there was this couple there, and they was talking about the guy was telling the fucking person helping him. No, the wife was telling the guy helping him to find a mattress, like, oh, you can address me as you can address him as Dr. such and such, and you can address me as, I forgot what the fuck she was saying.
Like,
but it's just it was so much like status, and
call him doctor.
Call him doctor. Yeah,
like the fuck. Calm
lady,
down.
Get the fuck out
Calm
of here, lady.
the fuck down.
You gotta relax, lady. Yeah. I think Okay, yeah. So we off that status shit. We're gonna say that for another episode, because I like that. I like that talk. Shaming. Look at you and your notes all crazy.
I'm a good note taker.
But shaming, like downing people in a relationship.
Yeah, of course. That's like emotional, because at the end of the day, like, you can have a wife or whatever who wants to work, and she has children. And in the past, I think we've come a long way in today's time. And back before, you'll have a husband or like families or like mothers. You need to be home with your children. Yeah. You're working.
Yeah.
And that shit was so looked down on. Now, like today is like, hell yeah, I'm working. Or whatever, because we can't afford we can't afford not to.
Yeah.
But shaming, that's abuse. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just want to like kind of come up with remedies to for people to escape abusive relationships, because it might be a lot of people listening that need to get out of those situations. They can't necessarily do it maybe in a safe way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a relationship where a nigga that's hitting you and he say, oh, if you leave, I'm gonna kill you. What are you supposed to do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you really supposed to get out of that situation, and vice versa? If it's a female that say, I'm gonna kill you, with like.
And the crazy thing is about that, if you live with someone and you call the cops, like, and their name is on the lease, they're not doing shit. That's the crazy thing. Like, if you don't have like proof that they physically did something to you, they will leave you there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, police are there to protect and serve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's all these programs to assist us.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, in those cases, like, people may feel like help is scarce.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, the biggest help or supporters will probably be like your family in my case.
Yeah. What about battered women that feel like that is love? Like, the mental abuse, getting hit, getting beat up. Like, he only hit me because he loved me. Like, I know that's a real thing. And just that mindset alone, I think that stems from not knowing yourself, kind of, again, like what I was speaking about earlier. Those are just tricky situations because it's like, that's not love. And we need to learn like what love is and how to get out of situations. And
yeah, I mean, but I think deep down, truly, people do know that isn't love. Because at the end of the day, and this is why I say this.
All right, but go ahead.
If a man hits you,
it's so easy to lose your point. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
If a man hits a woman,
mm-hmm.
a woman is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She was upset with that man.
Mm-hmm.
That right there shows that you don't feel loved. If a man was to hit a woman
mm-hmm.
and she didn't think anything of it, then I can say, okay,
mm-hmm.
maybe she thinks that's love.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's hurt after something is done to her physically says right there, you have to remember how you felt in that moment, not after you had a chance to think and like excuse people for some shit.
In the present moment.
Yeah.
100% right. You're 100% right. But I do think, you know, if you 5 years old and you watching your mom get fucked up, you know what I'm saying, by your dad, and then you 10 years old and your dad fucked you up, I do think a lot of people go along on patterns and you look for that in a partner, like, yo, my dad used to fuck us up, and my dad loved me. So
nah,
this could be, I mean,
I'm sorry. I know. I just totally disagree, because when we're kids and we're getting beat, we remember that we have anger in us. Like, oh my God, why are you doing this to me? We're children and our fathers are beating our mothers. Our mothers are screaming. We want to help our mothers. What are you doing to my mother? We remember that we grow up to resent our fathers.
Not all the time.
More cases than not.
I mean, more cases than not, but I'm speaking to the people that think that shit is love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
really refuse to believe.
You think that is nobody that think like, oh, he hit me, that proves he loved me?
I don't think they're telling them that. It's a game. I don't think anybody truly believes that, because they would never be hurt.
No, I think it's people that's that fucked up out here. That's like, he hit me because he loved me. Because
once they had a chance to settle down,
to think about it. That's worse,
excuse the person. No, but that makes sense why someone would say he loves me. You had a chance to settle down and think about old times with that person, and think about all the loving things that he did, and you may correlate those things with something that he did. But no, in that moment, when something happens and you're cowering and you're in a fucking ball and you're hurt and you can't believe this person is doing this to you again, you know.
Yeah. All right. I can rock with that. I don't want to fully disagree, because I do believe a lot of points that you're making in that. All right. Let's talk about the flip side of being in a relationship, abusive relationship. We was talking about earlier, soft guys or dating guys that's not necessarily tough, or like, you know, the need to date somebody that's aggressive, or it's a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? Do you think a guy could be both? Like be aggressive. Like, I believe in like
I believe you're
talk to her like a shrink and fuck her like a porn star. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right,
yeah,
I see where you're going, but I
like,
believe that you are like balanced in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, because I've been in relationships where a nigga was a cold stone pussy, and I'm looking like I'm bitching him,
running over,
losing. I having zero respect. On the flip side, and then
what do you think that shit is though? Because I what do you think?
Never being satisfied.
The woman never being satisfied.
I mean, or the man. You men are never satisfied either. But
yeah. Because I mean, but for a man, I think it's more so like, it still give you a thrill at chase. You know what I'm saying? Like if a woman is aggressive, it still gives you the thrill of a chase. No, well, how?
I think that's so stupid because, like,
I think it's nature.
You wanted this and you got this, and now you gonna show now you don't. You all right? You wanted this. You wanted me to give in.
How you gonna say it's stupid? And you was just saying the same exact shit about a nigga.
It's still stupid.
Okay, all right, yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Just like women go through that. Oh, he too nice.
You rather have a nigga knock your head off.
I mean, I 100% go. I'm with the nice guys. Like, I'll go for the nice guy.
Yeah.
Over a nigga who, I don't like that, because if a nigga is putting his hands on me and being aggressive, I'm gonna be talk crazy now. I don't got no respect for you. You don't got no respect for me. Why we even in this relationship? So no. I'll go with the nice guy or whatever. He gonna have to rough me up a little bit, something like, and I'll tell him like, listen, like say no or something. Like, stop calling me baby so much or whatever. But it's not gonna be like a disrespectful thing. It's nothing like that.
It's not like you just gotta like. Sometimes you gotta check shit, and it don't gotta be in a disrespectful or aggressive way. You gotta let people know where you stand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Exactly, and you're still like a nice guy for doing that.
You still can be a good person.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta
know yourself.
And if you respect somebody, you better demand that respect back.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, real shit. Let people know where you stand.
Yeah, man.
That's a Fendi. All right, we definitely got abuse. We got an abuse number, right?
Yeah, a hotline number. But
abuse hotline number.
Yeah. One is we settling up.
What?
Are we settling up with this? Is that why you want the hotline number?
No, we ain't got. I mean, we can keep rolling.
Because I definitely wanted to mention like emotional abuse. I just sincerely believe this, because I always said, like, if I'm in a relationship, if you want to go, if you don't want to be in this, if you want to see other people, if you want to do you, break up. Break up. So I believe like a partner telling, and most likely it's a man telling. Telling a woman.
I can't let you do that.
Telling
just say
a woman.
Partner. You can't just say a man. You can't do that.
A man telling.
Why you gotta say a man?
A man telling a woman. Yeah, I'm not gonna say if they cheated. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm done. I want you. I'm never gonna do this again. If those are your plans, why hold that woman back? She can be being great with somebody else. Like you're holding her back. Like it's emotional abuse to me, because like you're lying. You're like telling. It's like a father, right? Telling his kid, "I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come this weekend. I'm gonna come next weekend." And then we have these plans, and we see this person in this light, and there's a constant letdown. When you can just exit that person's life, because that kid who that father who keeps on lying, stop coming around. That kid's gonna it's gonna hurt or whatever, but the letdown is you constantly fucking up versus you exiting shit, because that mother could get a stepmother, but stepfather for the kid.
On the flip side of that, what about the person that's allowing the behavior? I understand that kids don't pretty much have a say so in that.
So now you're gonna
look to your dad to show up. But what about the woman that keep allowing this shit to happen? I think it says more about the woman than it do the guy.
All right, so the woman who keeps on, but obviously they have abandonment issues. And that person is taking, and the person who's lying, obviously. The person who's lying, they're taking advantage of them. They're taking advantage.
Yeah,
they're
so
exploiting their weaknesses.
Yeah, so I just think like.
And in a relationship, I don't feel like you should be doing any type of exploitation. Like, we're a unit, we're partners. You should not be exploiting anyone.
I think, and it comes right back down to knowing yourself. You got to know yourself. Like, there's women out here that get cheated on, like, yo, I'm out from the rip. And then there's women that's out here get cheated on, like, no, I'm staying. And I don't have no gripe against either one.
Okay, so what about?
I think you should always forgive people.
Yes.
First and foremost, I think if I get cheated on, and I believe if I get cheated on, and I'm in a relationship, like I'm deep in that shit, and even though as much as that shit will hurt, I believe that shit will hurt, but like, I don't think I could walk away after the first time because you've given away so much. You know what I'm saying? On the flip side, I can't blame a nigga that walk away from his girlfriend of his wife or whatever. I don't want to say wife because a lot of that shit is business related, but like his girlfriend, after she cheat the first time after 5 years and he walk away, I can't blame that nigga. I can't see no fault in that shit.
So can I say this? All right. So the first time like I ever found out I got cheated on, I was like, I will never leave, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, no. First time. Ooh, but I did not mean to say that. Cue me. Take that shit all the way back. Wind that back. So before I ever found out I've ever been cheated on, I said, you got one chance. I'm never staying, ever. Right? And then the shit happened. And then, life happens. So after I had, I took him back. And then after that situation, I broke up with that guy. Moving forward, I said it again. I would never stand for that, right? Again, because I had been cheated on so many times. But then this is where self-growth came in at. I believed this a few years ago. I said this to you before. I'm not dealing with nobody. Like, cheating once is a dub. But then self-growth, and I started to realize like people are humans and people make mistakes. So for anyone to make for me to be privy to someone making one mistake and to letting a situation go, it's like, it's not ideal at all because I would have let go of that notion that people are humans and people make mistakes, right? So you have to live in what you preach or whatever. So after that first time though, now I think that's where it comes in. But like, I think like we struggle with, in a relationship, you struggle because it's like, how does this man know? Like, that's it. You don't got no more times. Like, you really, really don't.
Yeah. And that's the tricky thing. And I do think, like, a lot of times people do get burnt out. A lot of times women, like, after getting cheated on so many times by so many different niggas, and then it's like, damn. I think women start to look for fucking unicorns. And what I mean by that is, like, you looking for the perfect man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy that would never cheat and would never do this and would never do this. And then your list becomes so long. He got to do this. 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 And I feel like when you do that, you're setting yourself up.
And I do feel like people are not supposed to ever settle.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't think you should have a checklist so long that you will end up being single for life.
If that's your checklist, that's your checklist. But if someone comes into like a situation and maybe they don't have these certain qualities, but they're willing to compromise on them, you accept that or whatever. But no, you don't settle for nothing. No.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Why? And then it's more often than not, it's the woman settling for all y'all fucked up ways as men.
That's not true. Men sell a lot.
No, y'all don't.
You crazy.
Cause look,
are
right,
you crazy?
So look,
can you think about this?
Think about how somebody would be settling for me.
Okay. All right, but no. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about I'm talking about men out here.
There's a lot of women like me.
Think about all the successful men out here dating thoughts, taking thoughts serious.
What?
Because she got a fake ass or this and that, and this nigga is a fucking businessman with his head on his shoulders.
Wait,
and wife in a thought. I'm talking about wife in a thought.
Wait, what's your point? I missed it.
Wife in a hoe. Settling. That's settling.
Okay.
You could have you a doctor. You could have you a...
So look, that's not settling.
That's
100% what they want. If that's their checklist, physical attributes. If that's on their checklist.
No, you can't. It got to go both ways. You can't say one side like, okay, well, women, men, whatever you were saying, and then what I'm saying, you can't do that shit, yo. Like you can't do that shit. I was saying. I do know what you were saying, but no, you can't do that shit. Like it got to be on both sides of the field. Like niggas settle and women settle. I don't. I mean,
men do settle, but I settle more often than not women. I said women settle more than men do.
I don't see that.
There's more good girls out here than nice men.
Okay, I'll give you that. And I won't even say good girls. You know, I'll give you that.
Good wholesome woman.
I do believe that men, good women outweigh good men by a lot.
Yeah, and that's why I say that. But yes, as far as abuse, you have to recognize. This
is a podcast on abuse and relationships, kind of, sort of.
Relationships gonna come up a lot.
We kind of divvied it up.
But
we'll go back and look at the
recognize, acknowledge it, find some outlets, remove yourself, and get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. But and like try to find outlets that empower yourself. Like there's a ton of videos on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Even if you talk to your friends, sometimes, like if you are like a private person like me, you may not know that someone had a similar situation, and they could probably offer you information. Yeah,
100%.
And even
chat groups, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of Facebook groups and Instagrams and all that stuff. And one more thing before you, try your best not to fight fire with fire. Only love heals, darkness and shit. So, if you are in one of those situations, like, I ain't saying like play dead, but just do what you gotta do to protect yourself until you out of the situation. If you gotta, just not be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like if he say something to you or she say something to you and you say something back and you know that that's going to lead to a fight or getting hit, don't do that. If he say something and you say, you know what, you right, boom, 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 wait for him to calm down. Like always take that. Always go the peaceful route. Like don't fight fire with fire out here, because too many people getting killed. Too many people. Shit is ending bad. People getting beat on. Like if you can avoid those type of situations, do whatever you can to do so.
Yes.
It's not about pride. It's not about ego. It's more about safety, and it's more about that.
Yeah. So like empowerment. One of the main things is the music that you listen to. Mm-hmm. Something that I've been listening to is Beyonce's latest album. What the fuck is that album even called? I love that album.
It's The Lion King.
Yeah, that
Love is King, right? King is love.
Is The Lion King the gift?
All right.
Yeah. So like that whole album, I just been listening. Like it's she's for us or whatever, and like just the music. Typically when people are going through something, they'll listen to music and make them sadder. Like you going through a breakup, you listen to Mary J or whatever.
You don't got nothing for the guys? I got y'all.
Hold on, but like just remember, like don't neglect yourself. Like that's abuse. Like neglecting other people neglecting it's abuse, and self neglect is abuse as well. Don't add to that abuse. Like you don't want to ever be added to your own pain or whatever. And
I want to remind me to get back to my music picks, because I got music picks for the fellas, because we not really like running around here listening to Beyonce and shit. I'm in the beehive. I'm in a beehive. No, I'm not. But I do want to say another thing is jumping off your topic is the content you watch. Don't look at that dumb shit, bro. Like all that. I don't really know if the Bad Girls Club or that might not be around.
But
Wives, Hollywood Wives.
People do what they...
All that shit, bro. No, but I think people look at that shit, and I think people... Compare themselves, and they emulate that shit. They like, okay, it's cool for her to pick up a glass of wine and throw it in a nigga face, and like, you know, it become embedded in the culture, so don't do that. But my music choices for the fellas. I got y'all.
Where that though?
I'ma say my nigga Pink Sweats. Hey, that's one. Pink Sweats, and I'm gonna say Black first album, man. If you going through it with your lady, or going through it with a lady, or whatever.
Okay, brother.
Yeah, Pink Sweats and Black. People might call him Six Slack, but that's
Black.
It's Black. It's Black.
He said, "Hi, my name is Black, but sometimes people call me Six Slack."
Hey. Yeah, for sure. That's my nigga. He go hard in the motherfucking paint. All right, we do got a line. Before we get out of here, we got the abuse hotline.
Yes, the number, the domestic violence hotline number is 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE.
Safe.
7233.
Hey, all right. And that was episode 1 of the We Differ podcast. We are back in the building. How many weeks in the year? 52?
52. Wait. Is it 52?
I think it's 52.
54.
54? I don't know.
54. I think it's
52 weeks straight. All right, yeah, 52 weeks. We going 52 weeks straight. So y'all going to depend on seeing us every Monday. Yeah, we're going to drop a podcast every Monday for the next 52 weeks straight. Y'all can subscribe, follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and this, you know, check us out. And we love y'all, and thanks for supporting us. And we'll be back next Monday. You heard? Let's get it. We Differ podcast.
That was long.
That was super long.
How long was that?